This is how you trick your brain into becoming more successful.
Whatever idea you lift up before your subconscious mind, that idea is impressed upon the subconscious and it draws that to you.
Play games on your mind. Trick it.
Play games on your mind.
You have to trick yourself into believing an entirely new reality. Play games on your mind. It has no idea what's real or what's fake. You're tired? No, you're not. You feel lazy today? No, you don't. You feel like you're not able to learn something new, a new skill, a new hobby? That's a lie. Your mind is telling you a lie. You have to trick yourself into believing an entirely new reality. What are you going to do? Are you going to let your subconscious control your mind forever? I don't think so. Get up, make it happen, and tell your mind a different story, because you deserve a better life.
Wow, so your brain doesn't really know the difference between, say that again?
Between something that happened in real life or something that you strongly visualize.
So you could create enough of a visualization for yourself if you really were to powerfully start to focus on it and do that and build that ability to visualize something that your brain at one point would have to think it's so true that the world would meet you and put it into your life.
Get very clear on what you want. You get so clear on what you want that you can feel the emotion of when it happens. When you combine a clear intention with an elevated emotion, you're changing your biology. You can teach your body emotionally what your future feels like. Once you feel the emotion of your future, you're no longer looking for it. You only look for it when you feel separate from it. And we can't attract anything in our life that we feel separate from. So instead of having to do stuff to get it, is there a way that you can start to draw it to you? That's the fun part. When you're in that flow and the universe is working for you and you're saying, I'm not doing anything, it just seems like the opportunities are coming to me. That's because you've changed the signal. That's the moment it starts to prove to us that in fact we are the creator of our lives. And that's what this is all about.
Every night, there's a period just after you fall asleep where you are capable of doing self-hypnosis. The moment you close your eyes and you're drifting off, you disconnected consciousness. But the brain's still functioning, but it's now functioning at the next vibration below consciousness, which is theta. So the brain is in a state of record after you've fallen asleep. So if you put earbuds in or earphones on and play a program, the moment you fall asleep, the program is playing directly into the subconscious via hypnosis. It's called self-hypnosis. You fall asleep, program's playing, and whatever's playing through those earphones, earbuds, is going straight into the subconscious, programming straight in.
Every morning when you wake up, visualize and feel exactly what it is that you want in life. You don't have to worry about how it happens. You just have to focus all of your energy on feeling as if it already happened. And if you can do that, then the right circumstances, the right people, the right opportunities will show up to get you the vision that you have for your life. Because it really isn't the universe. It is you in verse. In other words, it's everything that you think and feel inside of yourself about life is what you are calling in to your reality. You're the one creating your reality.
You need to be like extremely obsessed, like almost obsessed to the point where like people look at you like you have an issue with what your actual goal is with your business, with your life, whatever it is, right? Because if you can literally brainwash yourself into believing that whatever you're trying to get to will happen or is already happened, it just hasn't caught up with you, you will get to where you want to go to. Like you actually have to physically believe, like let's say your goal, right, is like, I want to hit $10,000 per month. You genuinely have to be like, oh yeah, no, like I make 10K a month. Knowing damn well you're lying to yourself because you're not. Like you need to be so obsessed with it that you like brainwash yourself and be like, yeah, no, I do that shit.
So the only way for me to change my life is not by trying to change my life. The only way for me to change my life is to learn what automatic success principles reprogram the unconscious, subconscious, or what I like to call the automatic mind, so that I can stop trying so hard. This is why I believe that if you want to model any form of human excellence, you have to find somebody who's achieving the thing you'd like to achieve. You have to find somebody who's succeeding. You model their belief systems. So the primary part of the programming inside of you that allows you to succeed or fail at a thing is what you believe about the thing and what you believe about yourself and what you believe about yourself in conjunction with the thing.
play games on your mind. Trick it. It has no idea what's real and what's fake. You're tired? No, you're not. You feel lazy today? No, you don't. No, you don't. Feel like you're not able to learn something new, a new skill, a new hobby? That's a lie. Your mind's telling you a lie. You have to trick yourself into believing an entirely new reality. What are you gonna do? You're gonna let your subconscious control your life forever? I don't think so. Get up, make it happen, and tell your mind a different story because you deserve a different life.
Before you go to sleep every night, visualize yourself being, doing, and having the good which you desire. And whatever idea you lift up before your subconscious mind, before you go to sleep, that idea is impressed upon the subconscious and it draws that to you. You'll wake up in the morning and the right ideas will just be clicking in your head. You'll meet the right people for the right purposes at the right time. You'll meet strangers, but they'll be right for your right purpose. People will do things for you and they won't even know why. Always visualize just before going to sleep. That's the one most important time, if there is a one most important time.
The last 5 minutes of the day before you go to sleep at night are the most important 5 minutes of your day. You are now going to go into your subconscious mind for the next 8 hours, and you're going to marinate there in those 8 hours. And you are going to now, as you enter into your subconscious mind, you can do one of two things. You can review all of the things that you didn't like, that didn't work, that disappointed you, or use those last 5 minutes to program into, I am well, I am healthy, I am content, I am peaceful. And so now you wake up and your subconscious mind, the universal subconscious mind, begins to offer you up experiences that match up to everything that you've placed in there.
Pretend that you have the quality already. For instance, if you want to be courageous and unafraid, pretend that you're courageous and unafraid already. If you want to be confident, pretend that you have the confidence. There's an old saying that says, fake it until you make it. Remember we talked about the gentleman who was told that he was the reincarnation of Napoleon? That all he had to do was he had to act like Napoleon and realize that he had the cultural history behind him, that he had the decisiveness, the power, the courage, the genius, the brilliance, the tenacity, the foresight of one of the world's great leaders. Well, this acting, this pretending, this assuming the role is a critical part of actually becoming that person.
Imagine yourself. I do this exercise with my students all the time. You can do this any moment. You just close your eyes, take a deep breath in. On your exhale, just let everything go. Just let all the tension in your body go. Just get heavier, get into gravity. And then call to mind a vision of yourself in your highest greatness. A vision of yourself in your highest form, totally fulfilled, totally content, surrounded by people that love you and support you, smiling, joyous, free, in the home of your dreams, with all the things you've ever dreamed of, all that you've ever hoped to achieve, all the successes. It's already here. You've done it. You've accomplished it. Mission complete. Feel what it feels like to drink your coffee in the morning. Feel what it feels like to have your feet on the ground in that reality. What does it feel like in your body? And so you take this map that you build of your life in its highest form, and you bring your awareness to it day in, day out, morning and night. And then something really incredible starts to happen because you start to change your subconscious belief matrix about what your life is. And then through that, you become inspired to take new actions. You become inspired to do new things, to set up new habits in your life that are going to put you on the trajectory of manifesting that reality.
I manifested this. I obsessively used to take my uncle's Audi, take a girl to Young and Eglinton, Silver City to the movies. And then I used to go tell her like, yo, you want to go see where I'm going to live one day? And I used to drive them. These same 3 streets right here, that used to be my route right there. You know, a lot of those things I said, they may not have been the case at the time, but I did believe that they were possible.
Our data shows that at a week-long event, when people really get in the creative process, they upregulate thousands of genes and metabolites to suggest that they're living in a whole new life. The body's so objective. It doesn't know the difference between a real-life experience that creates the emotion and the emotion that we can create by thought alone. So the body begins to believe it's living in that future. This is when the opportunities, the coincidences, all of a sudden you no longer have to go anywhere and do anything to get it. Somehow there's an attraction, that they're coming to you.
About 5 years ago, I met a wise and wealthy man who had spent his entire life studying success. And he'd reached a clear conclusion concerning the reason for success,
in life and especially in business. He's dead now, but I'll never forget what he told me, because I immediately recognized that he put the finger on my reason for success and yours, as we'll talk about in a minute. He said the key to success was to set a goal and then to stay with it until you achieve success in at least one important thing. He said that your subconscious mind will then accept that success experience and store it as a pattern, like a template. And then from then on, your subconscious will drive you and direct you and guide you to repeat the pattern of success in other things that you attempt. Another way of saying it is that nothing succeeds like success. Psychologists have demonstrated that achievement brings you a natural high. Once you've experienced your first great success, then not only are you unconsciously programmed to repeat it, but nothing else will ever give you the same wonderful sense of satisfaction.
You have to desensitize yourself to seeing money around you and cars around you, and you have to just make it something that is normal to you. The moment that you see flashy things on your social media and you get happy from seeing it, and you're like, oh my gosh, that's gonna be me one day, is you telling the universe that you are someone that does not have it now in the present. You literally have to trick the world, and you have to trick yourself into thinking that that is something that you already have now. Whenever you see other people with it and you get some sort of dopamine from it, it is going to simply not be yours. So anytime you see a nice car, anytime you see something cool that you see yourself being in the future, you have to tell yourself that it's already yours, and then it is yours. If you get some sort of happiness and dopamine from it, that is literally, like I said, telling the universe you are not someone that first off doesn't have it, and someone that's not worthy of having it, because you do not feel like it's normal to you. When success becomes normal to you, that's when it actually comes to you.
This is how you trick your brain into becoming more successful. When we have an opportunity in our lives to accomplish something, and we wait and wait and wait, all we're doing is delaying our ability to accomplish it, master it, and move on to the next level. We all learn to procrastinate, not necessarily the skill set we want to become really good at. So what we have to figure out is, how do I change procrastination into progress? And it's really the second half of that. It's understanding how to move forward. And be persistent, be resourceful, be optimistic comes up many times in your life. That's an information angel moment.
There are 4 parts of visualization that you can learn and practice to assure that you use this incredible power to its best advantage all the days of your life. Now, the first aspect of visualization is called frequency. This refers to the number of times that you visualize a particular goal as achieved, of yourself performing in an excellent way in a particular event or circumstance. The second element of visualization is the duration of the mental image, the length of time that you can hold the picture in your mind each time you replay it. The longer you can hold your mental picture, the more deeply it will be impressed into your subconscious mind, and the more rapidly it will express itself in your subsequent performance. The third element of visualization is vividness. The vividness of your desire directly determines how quickly it materializes in the world around you. Now, the fourth element of visualization is intensity. This is the most important and powerful part of the visualization process. Sometimes, if your emotion is intense enough and your visual image is clear enough, your goal will immediately come true. Remember, your imagination is your preview of life's coming attractions.
Your behavior causes your results. If you want to change the results, don't look outside of yourself. Don't say it's the economy, it's the boss, it's my spouse, it's none of those things. It's something inside, and it's called a paradigm. How do you change it? Well, first of all, you start out with the result you want to change. Let's say you want to get up on time. You're always sleeping in. That's a very simple result. A lot of people have a problem with. How do we do that? Well, we take a look at what causes us to sleep in. It's an idea in our subconscious mind that just keeps us hitting snooze, staying in bed, not getting out of bed. So I say, I want to change that result. Well, write out exactly the negative result that you're getting. I'm forever sleeping in. I'm always late. I never get up. I hit snooze when I set an alarm. Write that out. Then ask yourself, what is the polar opposite to that? And write it out in the present tense as an affirmation. I am so happy and grateful. Now that when I wake up, I get up. That's it. I am so happy and grateful. Now that when I wake up, I get up. And you write that out 100 times a day. I know your intellect, logic is going to tell you this is silly. It won't work. Well, you try it. Write out 100 times a day. I'm so happy and grateful now that when I wake up, I get up. And write that 100 times a day for about 30 days. I'll guarantee you'll hit quit the snooze button. You know what you've done? You've programmed a new idea in your mind, and it takes over. The old idea dies for a lack of nourishment. You're not feeding it any longer. See, the old idea was a habit. You're in the habit of boom, hit the snooze button, stay in bed, go back to sleep. And what you've done is you've programmed in a new habit that's essentially the opposite to the old. The old dies for a lack of nourishment because you've kept feeding the new one. And write it out 100 times a day, present tense. I'm so happy and grateful now that when I wake up, I get up. And mentally see yourself. The second you wake up, your feet hit the deck, you stand up, you're out of bed, and then you stay out of bed.
So how do you train your mind so that you have more positive, uplifting, and optimistic thoughts and less negative? Whatever the sources of that negative thought is, if you don't kill it and replace it with positive incantations, with positive reinforcement, with reading books that build you, listening to podcasts and watching YouTube shows that are going to inspire you, that are going to move you to the 2.0 version of yourself. If those negative thoughts are not replaced with positive thoughts, then you are destined to failure. Or at least success is going to come at a very high price tag.
Can't change the subconscious mind with your conscious mind. You have to get beyond the analytical mind in order to do that. So some people have a very thin veil between their conscious mind and their subconscious mind. And the thinner the veil between your conscious mind and subconscious mind, the more you are suggestible to information. In other words, just like the child, that information can enter the subconscious mind and begin to have an effect on us. So we want to be more suggestible during the meditative process because we want to accept, believe, and surrender to certain thoughts without analyzing it so we can begin to program our subconscious mind. So then others have a very thick veil or thick barrier between their conscious mind and their subconscious mind, and they're less suggestible to information. And suggestibility is your ability to accept, believe, and surrender to information without analyzing it. So information doesn't pass through the analytical mind as easily. So then the more analytical you are, the less suggestible you are to information. When you learn how to control your brain waves and move into a state of trance, you pause in your brain and your brain kind of moves into stasis. And in that state where you're not thinking and analyzing and you're in a state of trance, you're more suggestible to information and you move your brain waves from the thinking conscious mind into a slower brainwave pattern in the subconscious mind. In the meditative process, as we begin to reprogram those subconscious states of mind and body, what we want to do is learn the skill, learn the formula, apply the tools to practice getting beyond the analytical mind so that you can begin to make those subconscious changes that become more permanent.
Most people try to force new thoughts into their head, but your brain is like a computer. You can't install new software while the old program is still running. Instead, use what's called pattern interruption. Here's how it works. Every time your brain runs an old thought pattern, like I'm not good enough or I can't do this, immediately ask yourself this question. What would I do right now if I couldn't fail? But here's the game-changing part. Take one tiny action immediately, even if it's just sending one text or making one phone call. The key is not trying to think your way into new actions. Every time you take action despite your old thoughts, you're literally rewiring new neural pathways. It's like creating a new highway in your brain, bypassing the old traffic jams of doubt. Do this for 21 days straight. Your brain automatically starts scanning for opportunities instead of obstacles.
You can tell if you're destined to be a winner or a loser simply by looking at what you think about in each upcoming event. And if you just make the decision right now to think about what you desire, ask yourself, am I thinking about what I want to happen, or am I thinking about what I'm afraid will happen? The key is this: repetition, visualization, relaxation, and clarity of your goals over and over again until they are accepted by the subconscious mind as facts, until they begin to become true in your reality. And if you stick with it, it will work for you. You can pretend and imagine that you've done this before. Pretend that you've already succeeded at this. Think about how you would act if you were a superb success in this area. Walk as though you were a success. In neurolinguistic programming, they find that there is a physiological state or way of walking, talking, and acting that is consistent with every emotional state.
If you're feeling really unhappy and you're feeling really negatively and you're thinking positively, The thought of thinking positively never makes it past the brainstem to get to the body because the body is feeling miserable. Positive thought never changes the biology. So you can't think positively as I'm healthy, I'm wealthy, I'm free, I'm unlimited, and your body's going, no, you're not, dude, you're miserable. So the thought never makes it to the body. So that means then we would have to change the emotional state of the body. So the person then wants to accept, believe, and surrender to thoughts of their future, and they want to reprogram their subconscious mind to a new future. If they're feeling gratitude, and gratitude is the ultimate state of receiving, they will actually accept, believe, and surrender to the thoughts that they're thinking equal to that emotional state. And that's exactly what programs the autonomic nervous system to begin to make a pharmacy of chemicals that causes the body to move into restoration, growth, and repair.